Hi guys, I hope you all doing well. I am well and welcome to my channel. Thank you for tuning in, thank you for subscribing, thank you for showing me love, and we are growing. So today there's a story that I have just come across and I thought that I should share because this is something that is actually happening in our daily lives. You know, we have men of God that are really preaching the true gospel of God, men who are sent by God, men who are true servants of God. But we also have people out here who are just trying to blackmail us spiritually. And that is the story that I have just come across this morning. I was just, watching a video, and I came across this particular video of this lady who was really manipulated by a spiritual authority that her husband had really submitted to. I mean, the only giving that is in the Bible that is really and actually a command from God is the 10% and the first fruit. If you want to sow a seed, that is voluntary, you see. But these people really went through spiritual blackmail where they were told that do this and this because the Lord wants to elevate you, so you to do what and what. It reached to a point that they were told to sell their car and sow the money. Sowing is actually giving the money to that woman of God who was in South Africa. I don't want to preempt. Ebu, just listen to this lady and tell me what you think. Tell me what you think, because this is actually happening. And I believe as Christians, the Lord has given us the spirit of discernment. Yeah, we are supposed to know when some things are really coming from God. Because how would God tell you to give 50% tithe through another person? The Lord has sent an instruction that from this month you're not supposed to give 10%, you're supposed to give 50% tithe. Is it even biblical? I mean, why are we allowing ourselves to be spiritually blackmailed? Why? Able listen to this video and tell me what you think.
The service is over. I felt a lot of worry. I felt worried in my heart. Is that big moment where I say, what have I done? And I didn't share with anyone. But walking out of church, you know how people go doing like this, I was like, what have I done? What have I gotten myself into? So anyway, we finish and then go for honeymoon, and other things happen that were not very good. Coming back from the honeymoon, the first thing, there's a partner in my husband's life, a church partner. When he was going through preaching before we met, he had met a certain woman that lives in the coast region of Kenya. And so this partner used to support him financially. So this partner had given him a car just before we got married. I don't remember when that was, but there was a car that was doing stuff around for him. So this partner had given him the car, and she came to later tell me that she had been given an instruction, like the Lord is speaking, that you're supposed to sow a car in my life, you know, and you're going to be elevated. My ex had told her that God was about to exalt her, and there are things she was supposed to sow. So this woman had kept giving finances. Even our honeymoon, she sponsored our honeymoon, this lady, and she wasn't married. So, and then she kept being told this and this, God is speaking this, God is speaking that, God is saying. So she kept giving it to our lives. So the reason I'm mentioning the car is because about 3 months after getting married, I started questioning things, and I would tell my husband, every finance you get is going to South Africa. Sometimes we don't have food. Sometimes we don't have, we're still sitting on the floor. Our house was just empty. So I started questioning, like, why do you receive money, and instead of looking at your family, if we had a baby right now, would you spare something little? You know, you're trying to be friendly as you speak. Would you spare something for your family before you talk about supporting your spiritual authority? And he would tell me, I didn't marry you to bring me down. I did not marry you to start making my dream and my vision and goals to be brought down. And when you're told that as a submissive wife, and you've been waiting for marriage all your life, you know, you say, yes, Lord. And sometimes you even sleep hungry as a couple. You've just got married, and it's not like God did not provide. If God was to provide through these partners, you know, there were several partners. So you'd find in a day he has received like 9,000 shillings or so, and you'll find that 8,500 was a seed. There are no seeds in the house. And I started asking God, how unfair are you? I just got married. You don't want me to enjoy, you know? You don't want me to know, like, how does a husband provide for his family? And I was so confused, because I was like, where is this heading to? So anyway, life goes on. 3 months down the line, an instruction comes from South Africa that God is about to elevate us to the next level, and for us to get to that level, we are supposed to sell the car that we have and sow the seed to the prophetess, the woman of God in South Africa. Remember, this is the mentor to my husband, who is now by default my mentor. So we're supposed to sell and then sow the money to her ministry, so that God would elevate us to the next level as a couple. In my head, I'm like, yeah, if we'll have to go higher, let's do this. But again, I'm like, we don't even have stuff in the house. If you're selling the car, give 10%, you know, just do a part of it, and then let's do stuff that we will grow. Let's start a business, you know, something, just because I'm not working, he's not working. We are mostly indoors praying. And the reason I had not even been interested in looking for a job at that point is because we had been told by prophetess from South Africa when we got married that we are international ministers. And international ministers should not start looking for, you know, these local jobs. Don't start thinking about that. You're going far. Your future is bright. You're going far as a couple. And when you hear that, you're excited. But you see, it's deception, because God blesses the work of your hands, not your what is in your head, and you're not even actualizing it. So that was also confusing for me. But I was like, submissive wife, let's go. I'm in this to stay. And then something else that used to drive me so much is I said no to my dad. I said no to my friends. I must prove a point that you guys thought my marriage will not work. My marriage will work. So I'm in this to stay. So with all the baggage that is in there, you strive to accommodate whatever it is that you're going through because of society. But looking back, I should have walked out the very first 6 months, but I did not. So we sold the car. All the money, in fact, I was almost being dragged out of the house to go to the bank to do that transaction. I was taken to one of the towns where the account branch did the transfer, a whole 550,000 shillings. It came from a buyer in my hands, and then the bank, and then transferred to South Africa. And going home that evening, we didn't have food. We didn't have food. I can remember that so well, because we were not supposed to touch the seed, because this is supposed to promote you guys to the next level. So those cycles keep going on. We get money. We are told pray for 3 days. Yani, we were always in the house praying, you know, because we are working towards achieving that God wants to take us to, that place that God wants to take us to. So we would get instructions, name this seed, this and that, name this seed destiny, 25,000 shillings, and send that money by Thursday evening. And it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday morning, instructions have come, and we're like, oh, where are we getting this money? Where? He reaches out to his partners. I told God, I'm not reaching out to people to support my destiny. Where you paid the price on the cross for me to go? I'm not calling people, asking them for money. So my husband would, so and so, he would just write names on a book. This and this, partner A, partner B, partner C, all the way to partner H. And then he would go like partner A, he calls her. Partner A is the one in the car lady. She'd say, there is no money, da da da. I would mainly get some little cash tomorrow evening, I'm not sure. Partner B, I have 500 bob. Partner C, I have 2,000 shillings, but my rent is due. And you would hear very good explanations, people who know what they're supposed to do for their families. And here we are trying to raise a whole amount of money to someone who is not even here, and you don't even know what exactly the money is for. There was a time she had her 40th birthday, and in this 40th birthday, she said that she wants to give God a seed of 400,000 shillings. And she said she has allocated money for each of her partners, that they will raise this money so that she can give it to God. And my husband said he will raise around 300,000 shillings. How did he say that? Because partner A had said that she had gotten a land deal where she was selling land, and this land deal was bringing in, I think, 1.5 million shillings. So my husband says that because I just turned this age, I'm going to give this amount of money. So he pledged to give 300,000 shillings. And what he does, he gets his phone, calls partner A, and says, this week the Lord is speaking that I'm supposed to raise a certain amount of money and bless the woman of God. So partner A had already known there is a woman of God in South Africa that hears the Lord on our behalf. I'm not laughing because it's not possible, but I'm laughing at how things used to just go from top to bottom. So we are supposed to raise this amount of money, and you know, she sent it. She sends the money, and anytime instructions come, this person receives the instructions, and she's given her own instructions. Like, we've been told, raise this amount of money, we're doing this because of your destiny. My husband now delegates and starts subdividing. This week we're raising this amount of money because of such and such a thing. And when the money comes in, I just used to look at it and it passes. There's a time that came where we were told, you're now supposed to move from Eastlands. We used to live in Eastlands. You're supposed to move from Eastlands. By this time, partner A has bought us furniture. There is nothing that came from our pockets. Partner A was given an instruction, and she bought us furniture. She sent in money, we went, bought furniture, so we're okay. And most of the time, she's the one that's feeding us. The reason we were told to move is because, number one, we needed to hear God clearly, and number two, the prophetess needed a place where she can always come in, anytime she's in Kenya, a place where she can make her Kenyan HQ. So that anytime she comes into Kenya, she comes to our place, spends there, so it had to be a nice place. Remember, we are always in the house, we are jobless, we are depending on handouts, so to speak, and now we are supposed to move to a house that is triple the amount we are paying here. So what does that mean? We have now to keep pressuring the partners.
That is just part of the video. I could not actually screen record the whole of it. But if you want to see the whole story, you can just check out the YouTube channel of Shared Moments with Just Us. The story is there, and listen to this lady. So that those people who are out there just listening to the gospel of prosperity, because that is the mistake that we're making as Christian. We just want to listen to the gospel of prosperity, ambapo tutaenda tuambiwe, you're going to make it in life. You are not for these small things. You're supposed to be, international stuff. I mean, some things are not realistic. Some things are not realistic. I believe if you pray to God, He's able to speak to you personally. It is actually very, very good to submit to a spiritual authority. But pray to God to give you the spirit of discernment so that you do not submit to a spiritual blackmailer who will tell you to be slaves and servants for that person, who will give you instructions not caring ati nataka utume 25,000 by Thursday jioni. I mean, is that even realistic? Mpaka unaanza kukopa. You start calling your friends ati please, I want to sow 25,000 so that the Lord can bless me. Who says that the Lord sells blessings? Let us read the Bible and do what is in the Bible. It is good to sow seeds, but sowing a seed should be voluntary. Nobody should make you feel like if you do not sow a seed, you're not going to do so. And by the way, God will not tell you to sow a seed ya kitu yenye hauna ati mpaka uende ukakope. No. God doesn't work that way. So you tell me what you think in the comment section. For the full video, check out Shared Moments with Justa's YouTube channel. That is where the whole story is. Yeah, see you on the next one.